Over the past couple of months, I've been trying a specific way of meal prepping that's been going viral for a little while now. Its virality, I think, is due to the component nature of this prep. So you're able to mix and match different components of a meal to help with diversity, keeping it interesting, and giving yourself a bit of novelty with each meal. I've been using these cube freezer trays for a couple of years, but I never thought to prepare components in freezer cubes that are specifically portioned out and designed to be slotted together. So I thought I would document my experience with different ingredients, components, and meals to see how they held up being frozen and reheated, and whether this system is a real game changer I'll take with me into all future food prep. If you're new here, hi, my name is Imi and I make a lot of content around food and trying new recipes, helping you to pick up new hobbies and spend more time doing the things you love. So if that sounds interesting to you, consider subscribing, but only if you want to, so that you never miss another video. And while you're at it, if you do like this video, please consider giving it a like as it really helps to support my channel. Okay, grab a cup of tea and let's get into it. I'm no stranger to meal prep, but I don't believe that I know everything, and if there is something I can do to make my life easier, to make meal prep easier, especially on those days where I just can't be bothered to cook, then I will endeavor to find out what those things are. Now, I've been going down a rabbit hole to try and find the most popular meal prep hacks, tips from all the meal prep gods and everyone else in between. I've also been scouring the comment sections of every video that's about meal prep, and the one thing that just kept coming up time and time again is this Lego style meal prep or block meal prep that you can put together different ingredients, components, textures, all that different stuff. So I thought I would give it a try. Unbeknownst to me, I've actually been using these cube trays for the past couple of years without realizing that this was becoming a thing. And I only ever use them occasionally. I never use them in the way that people are using them now. So let's talk about and let me show you some of the things that I learned, what I'll do differently next time, and some of the things that I froze that just did really well and I will be repeating again and again and again. You probably already know this, but I didn't realize or even think that you could freeze individual cookie portions and then just take out one when you wanted it. That was a revelation. One of my biggest regrets was freezing noodles that I had cooked in a sauce. It still tasted good, but it was not the intended consistency once reheated. When I come across a recipe that I really like, I instantly add it to my to-meal prep list. But the first time I ever made this recipe, it was very simple and very straightforward, but I didn't realize you were supposed to cook the noodles in the sauce. So I cooked them separately and added them, and it kind of felt like there was a lot of extra sauce left, which was a little bit misleading for when I made it again. Obviously, this time I read the instructions a little bit better, and I cooked my noodles in the sauce before freezing. This, of course, took up a lot of sauce, so I did end up making an additional portion of sauce so that I could pour it over and have extra when I did reheat it. Liquid is always your friend when you're reheating, having a little bit extra just so that things don't get dry. Unfortunately, this meant when I reheated it that the noodles absorbed even more liquid and became very soft. Even though it absolutely tasted delicious, the texture was just not quite right. So I think next time I'll just portion out the vegetables and sauce that I put in it, and then when I'm reheating the sauce, just add the noodles to it then. So one thing I have been preparing is individual portions of grains or rice, things like that. And I also made some Instant Pot rice the other day, which also had beans and lentils in to try and make it just a little bit higher protein, a little bit higher fiber. Honestly, sometimes it just takes seeing one person do something to realize that that's an option. I would be making fresh rice every single time I wanted to eat it, and I just feel like so much more efficient, especially on those days where you just can't be asked. It would 100% be easier if I had a microwave, but I've just been using like a bamboo steamer to steam my rice. Or I'll just chuck it in with a curry or a chili or something that I'm making that has a sauce to it that it can heat up with too. I can highly recommend the steamer though. I would buy a microwave, but we just don't have the space for it. One of my favorite things to meal prep has always been a curry, and this can be lots of different types of curry. And anytime I use beans or chickpeas, it always works really well. This time I decided to try out freezing a palak tofu. Tofu changes its texture when you freeze it, so I wasn't sure how this was going to go. Usually I don't freeze it, I will meal prep it and just put it in the fridge, and it works a treat when you warm it up. But this time I decided to freeze the tofu in the palak and just see how that goes. I am not a fan of this, and next time I will not freeze a tofu with it. Usually I do like to freeze tofu, thaw it, and then turn it into something, and it does change the texture so it can absorb a lot more liquid. However, it changed the texture too much for this curry and I just did not like it. So next time I'll just freeze the components. So I'll just freeze the green sauce and then I will make the tofu when I'm making the curry, because even though that still adds something that I have to do, you're still prepping something to make the whole process so much easier. Especially on those days when you have some some time, but you kind of can't be bothered, but you can be bothered to make a little bit. Having food prep rather than full meal prep can also just be incredibly helpful. It's so much cheaper to buy dried beans, so I have been making them in the Instant Pot just to pressure cook them, and then I've been freezing them in squares like this. I am unsure whether it's better to freeze them with the liquid that they cooked in or just like this without it. Obviously they taste good just like this, but I wonder if you've had any experience with freezing beans with the liquid that they're cooked in, and if it changes the texture or the flavor or just how long it kind of lasts. So please do let me know. In preparation for this video, I did watch a lot of other people's videos to see what kind of things that they were meal prepping, the kind of ingredients that they were trying. And when I came across Mike G's video, he actually made an oatmeal that he froze, and I was very, very skeptical about this. So I thought that this would be a perfect opportunity to give it a go. He offers a free document in the description of his video for this recipe, so I just put it up and gave it a shot. One thing I did make sure was to have some extra liquid in the stewed apples when I put them into the molds. And then just as he recommended, I put the oatmeal on top. This meant that when I reheated them that there would be some extra liquid just to prevent the whole thing from getting quite dry. And honestly, these look really nice too. Like, they look pretty appetizing, and I definitely was excited to eat these, especially when the smells started coming from the pot. That cinnamon and apple, it kind of just tastes like autumn. Okay, this is the first time that I have tried the freezing of the oatmeal, and I think that this worked because the apples that I stewed first, they had a little bit of liquid sort of left in them, so I didn't have to add any water or anything like that. Again, I think it would be a different experience if I was putting it in the microwave, but I still feel like it saves quite a bit of effort and time because I just put these in the saucepan and just put them on a low heat and left them for 10 minutes. From what I can see, the texture looks pretty good. Let's give it a try. Okay, yeah, I'm a big fan. This is so much better than I expected it to be. And I feel like you could mix and match this recipe with lots of different things, like a mixed berry mixture at the bottom, or if you like any other fruit, just making sure there's a bit of extra liquid at the bottom before you cook it, or when you go to freeze the fruit at the bottom. Yeah, I'm quite surprised, to be honest, but pleasantly. At this point, I was starting to believe that you could literally freeze anything in portions, and someone actually commented on one of my previous videos that you can freeze wine, which I found very interesting because I will occasionally buy some red wine to make in recipes, and then I always have some left over which just sits in the fridge until I can be bothered to use it again. And then it got me to thinking about other things, like if I use a bit of coconut milk but I don't use the whole can, being able to freeze those in portions that are already measured out. It can just make cooking a much more fun experience. I know for some people cooking can just be such a laborious task and is not enjoyable, and I totally understand. So I think meal prepping just one meal at a time and just making sure that you have leftovers, because honestly meal prep is just kind of leftovers that you're freezing or putting aside. And then maybe also occasionally just prepping some actual ingredients. So putting things like aromatics in cubes that you can just take out and are pre-measured. I was also thinking of making some vegetable broth. I think that is something that would be very handy in portions. But I think the most important thing to think about is stuff that you personally use all the time. There's no point in meal prepping or food prepping things that you don't actually like or you won't be using. But when you find a nice rhythm with the things that you do like to food prep, being able to just take them out of the freezer, make your meal in a couple of minutes or in 10-15 minutes rather than an hour, it can save you so much time, sanity, and hopefully it will make the cooking experience far more enjoyable. Okay, I've made some notes. Here are some of the things that I think have worked well, what I've learned from the whole process, and things that I'm gonna try and experiment with. So the first one, don't freeze noodles. You might disagree with me, but I think from what I've learned from the noodles, especially maybe if you freeze them without a sauce, maybe don't freeze noodles with a sauce. Maybe that's it. Oh wait, I need my thing. Okay, if you're going to freeze pasta, cook it al dente and put it in first, then wait for the sauce that you're going to use on top of it to fully cool down first before then putting it on top. I've seen a lot of people do that. That's still for me to experiment with, but that is what I have learned from the information I have gathered. All liquids seem to work well, and all beans, lentils, and I think rice that I've tested so far, they all seem to work well too. Meal prepping one thing at a time, or one meal, one food at a time, makes everything feel a lot more achievable, and I think it can really save your sanity. I don't think you have to meal prep or do a whole ultimate meal prep to try and get your freezer up to having a big stock all in one go. I think a more sustainable approach is to meal prep when you can be bothered, one thing at a time, and just build your freezer stash up slowly. Okay, one thing that I think has been an absolute game changer is mincing up your aromatics if you use a few specific things all together and then freezing them in the little blocks. Obviously you don't need the actual cubes for this. You can do it in one big bag or something and then just kind of imprint it. But it is something that I learned from my delving into this system, so I thought it was something worth noting. Especially if you use a lot of things like garlic, ginger, or garlic, ginger, and chili. I do because I make quite a lot of curries, and mincing those together and freezing them into little cubes really is a game changer, really is. As mentioned earlier, freezing individual cookie portions, game changer. Also being able to pop the cubes out easily, that has been something that has been very helpful. There have been many times where I have forgotten to take things out of the freezer and had to put them on the counter or just kind of place them upside down on top of a pot and just waiting for it to release itself, and I'm impatient, so that's annoying. If you have patience and you can wait for it to defrost on its own, that's a non-issue. I also think that if you are just wanting to make single portions, this system could make it easier. But again, you can use other things, it's just one way. I do think this method has the possibility of helping you to save food waste because you're only going to take out the portion size that you need rather than having to take out, you know, if you only have big trays, for example, having to take out the whole thing and then putting it in the fridge and you might forget about it, or who knows, the possibilities are endless. But again, I think this is just a freezing thing. Freezing always helps you to reduce food waste because you can extend the life of something if you're not going to eat it soon. So maybe that's for a freezer thing, maybe it's for a portion thing. The jury's out on that one. I think where this system earns bonus points is if you are someone that really likes novelty and diversity in your food, because this offers the opportunity to mix and match lots of different things. I haven't done the Lego style as much as other people, but other people will food prep things like a couple different types of rice, some beans, maybe some kind of other shredded protein, and then they will put those things together in different formations and reheat those to eat. So you're getting a bit of novelty, you're getting a bit of diversity with all the things that you're choosing. So that could make a really big impact if you're someone that gets bored of meal prep or food prep quite easily. Another thing that I have learned is to label everything. And I know this might seem self-explanatory, but I have the kind of brain that thinks, how could you possibly forget what you have put in the freezer? But if you've made a chili, and then you've made some black beans and sofrito, they look very, very similar. And also putting dates on things is very helpful too. And I know that I can't be alone here. Some other people will probably have thought, I'll just remember what it is. I'll just remember when I put it in. We're gonna have eaten it before it goes bad. Labeling everything is very, very good. I think one of the overarching things that has become apparent to me is that meal prepping in portions has been very helpful and continues to be very helpful. The novelty, the diversity, preventing food waste, making sure that I'm just having the portion that I want and not more or less. But honestly, if you don't want to go out and buy expensive silicone trays, you don't have to. You can use anything that you already have in your cupboards. If you're going to freeze in glass, just make sure you have 2 centimeters at the top so that it can expand. So there are lots of different ways that you can meal prep. Of course, this is very easy in the way that I said earlier that you can just like pop them out. But also you don't have to buy very many if you did want to, because you can just freeze a couple things, put them in the freezer. Once they have frozen, you take them out, put them in a separate bag, and then store them away, and then you can reuse that one tray. But as I said, you can use whatever you have around the house. I think the whole idea of freezing in portions is really helpful. And to be honest, I'm not quite sure why I didn't really think about that before. For some people, this might be incredibly self-explanatory, and for other people, like me, you may just never have thought about it. Like those cookies, I would never have thought about doing that in single portions. If you don't have a cookie tray and you want to freeze some cookie dough, just get a teaspoon, get a tray, lay them out, freeze them, and then once they're frozen, just put them in a bag, and then it'll take up way less space. So you don't need it. It's just a tool to make things more convenient, but there are lots of things that we have that can help make things more convenient. I would definitely like to hear about the things that you have in your kitchen that make your life more convenient, make meal prep more convenient, and what you think about this whole system. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope that you found it helpful or entertaining, or just kept you company while you ate lunch or cleaned your house or anything like that. If you have any meal prep tips that you feel like I should know about, please leave them in the comments below, and feel free to subscribe, but only if you want to, because I'm going to be trying out a lot more meal prep hacks and tips over the next few months. I'm actually currently working on an ultimate meal prep tips video that I got from all the videos I've scoured on the internet and kind of compiled them into one format. So if that interests you, don't forget to follow along. Okay, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you very, very soon.